we can.
Okay. Sure.
Okay, guys, welcome everybody to this 5 billion overview and kind of Q&A call with Brad Emery out in the UK and Scott here in the UK as well. We've got Matt in DC, Canada. We've got Rob, myself in Canada. We've got Kingsley here in Nigeria, one of our top leaders. Brad, if you just want to let somebody coming into the call, I think there's Savio coming on.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay, so like I was saying, I was just recording this call, so basically, so we can post it. We got a lot of people from Nigeria who were supposed to be on our team, who were supposed to be on this call, but of course they've got a blackout in Nigeria, so a lot of people could not be on. But just to give you a little concept about 5 billion, 5 billion is just like every other social media platform. Just like when we all got signed up with Facebook, I got introduced to Facebook. I told a few of my friends, and we all jumped on as Facebook users. And the same thing happened with LinkedIn. And as we know, Facebook, gathered, got people to jump on to become users with Facebook and LinkedIn. And then they got into advertisements, and that's where they made a killing. So for us as users with Facebook and LinkedIn, we get all these ads coming on in our feeds. And obviously for being a user, we're not getting paid any money. So there comes a company called 5 billion. They initially started in 2021, early 2021, where they started building a user base for 5 billion. And their whole concept is to build a user base just like Facebook and LinkedIn. They're in the process right now of getting advertisements and companies to advertise to the users. And here's the coolest part of 5 billion. They're going to give us users a cashback for becoming users just like nobody else has done before. So if you sign up as a user with 5 billion, after 1 year of being a user, because it's going to take them time to get the ads going and get the companies on board, they're going to pay us $400 a year. And then if I introduce Brad to 5 billion, Brad gets $400, so he's happy. And because I introduced Brad, I get a $100 referral commission per year. So now for me, it's $500. Brad's happy, I'm happy, everybody's happy. Now Brad goes and tells Scott. Scott gets paid $400 a year for being a user. Brad gets paid $100. Now because Scott is on my second level, I get paid $5 from Scott becoming a user through Brad. Now from Scott down 15 levels deep, because Scott is going to tell Matt, Matt's going to tell Savio, Savio's going to tell Rob, and that's 15 people down. Me, who introduced Brad, I will get $5 from every single person down under Brad up to 15 levels in the team. And that's a significant amount of money. Now, if you really think about it, Facebook did the exact same concept. I told my friends told their friends, and now we've given all our friends and our entire database to Facebook, and they market to us, and we get paid nothing for it. Here, 5 billion is going to give us a yearly, after a year, the dollar amount, and then after that, it's going to be monthly. So that's the whole concept of 5 billion. So by getting people to sign up, what 5 billion wants us to use is their Kiwi extension browser. So we'll be still, browsing on Google. We'll be using our social media platforms, but we'll have to just validate that we are using Kiwi browser through 5 billion. And that's how 5 billion knows that we are a basic user with them. So in essence, actually, they're giving us, they are actually asking our permission to become a user of 5 billion, because we are validating using the Kiwi browser, which there's no other platform doing. So that's a great thing, yes or no? Now, when you sign up for, or you register with 5 billion as a user, there's a couple of things that you have to do, or else 5 billion will not know that you are a user. Simple. The first step you got to do is you got to fill up your profile. It's right when you register, it tells you step one is fill up your profile. So 5 billion knows your demographic. They know who you are, where you live, your hobbies, your family income. So they understand and they want to gather your data. The second thing that you've got to do is to download the Kiwi browser. At this moment of time, they have the Kiwi browser available for Android phones. They're working on the iOS platform, and that they said today that it's going to be available for Apple and people with us, like me, with iOS, starting from the 14th of March, so in a couple of days. Okay, so that's when we, with iOS users, will be able to download the Kiwi browser. But that's what you need to do. You need to download the Kiwi browser. For all the people right now presently using Android phones, you can download the Kiwi browser right now. The third thing you got to do is to validate that you are a human using the Kiwi browser. So without these first three steps, obviously, 5 billion will not know that you are a user. Secondly, is how can you participate in becoming a user if you don't validate and use the Kiwi browser and fill up and complete your profile? So those are the three steps that you have to do. Now, for 5 billion to pay us out as users, it's going to take a little while, and they said it's going to be a year from now, which is not too long. In February, we're going to start getting paid as users. You know, think about it. We've all gone through COVID for the last 2 years. I mean, 2 years have gone by anyway. So, you know, we get started today as a user and we're getting paid 1 year from now from everybody that we refer. Why not? The next year is coming anyway, right? But here's the other best part. Now that 5 billion is offered the second service. They, as a matter of fact, they are offering 9 different services. And they've just released their second service. And the second service is the advertisement platform, where you and I, as users of 5 billion, will be able to participate and bring on advertisements where we can get paid for bringing on advertisements very, very soon. And that's why I have this call, and especially with Brad, who's been an expert and has really understood this entire concept of what 5 billion is doing. And I'm going to pass it on to Brad to share with all of us here how you and I, besides being a user, besides referring people, besides getting paid 1 year from now for all the people that we referred to 5 billion, how we can capitalize on the advertisement part of the 5 billion concept today, or in the next little while, or in the next year, in the next few months, as a matter of fact. So Brad, why don't you take it from here, my friend? Go ahead.
Sure. I'll just clear up a couple of minor points, Trevor. So if you're a PC user, then you can use the Chrome browser, which a lot of people use anyway, or Firefox. And then you can just download the browser extension so that it recognizes your data. The second thing I'd say is obviously the whole concept of 5B is around advertising. The whole platform is about advertising. They want us to share our data so that they know what to advertise to us. So we're getting adverts that we'll appreciate and we're interested in. And they have very, very clever artificial intelligence that's trying to make sure that they know what adverts to place and that we will be interested. So, I mean, that's fairly unique on its own. There are, I think at the moment, there's 3 or maybe 4 services up and running, depending on how you count it. So as you said, quite rightly, you set up your profile and then you download the browser extension. If you're not on a browser that's currently supported, it will be supported in the next few days. I think the 14th is the Apple iOS rollout. So you get so that your data is being shared through the browser extension, and then you start earning, and you earn effectively $1.10 a day. 365 days a year is $401, which is what was promised way back in pre-launch. So no promise is broken. There's a nice bonus on there, which is the validation, which we didn't know about. So you validate your data 3 times a week and you earn 50 cents every time, which is another $180 a year. So for doing nothing, not referring anybody, just sharing your data and validating, that's $580 a year per person. So if, like me, you introduce your wife, that's $580 each, plus $100 for the referral, and suddenly you're at pretty much $1,200, $1,300 a year just for sharing your household data. The other thing I picked up this week listening to, I think it was Inga, is that anybody over the age of 14 can share their data. So if you're in a house with teenagers, you can all do this. So I think it's already better than we thought it was going to be as a program. The second thing I'll pick up on is the you can't collect your money for a year's time till we get the first of the income. That actually is the worst case scenario. So if you get involved in selling adverts, which we'll talk about in a minute, or referring adverts or buying adverts, you can bring that February date forward as far as, I think you can get as close as 60 days from launch, which will put you into April, May, and you can start collecting actual US dollars. And then some of the other programs will start paying in effectively 120 days from now, and I'll talk you through that in a minute. So there's the sell data and validation, so that's 2, right? And then we've talked about the referrals, and you did a great job talking us through that, Trevor. So then adverts. If you place an advert at the moment, and I'll say you, but we'll get into who else might place an advert. A standard advert costs $260, and if you place a standard advert, they will guarantee you 1 million clicks on their advert. That's already very, very different to if you place an advert with Google or Facebook, or, you know, think of any of the big social media or online presences. You pay a set amount for a certain number of clicks or a certain number of impressions. Nobody says to you, we'll guarantee you 1 million impressions for $260. It's unheard of. I don't know whether you've looked at this or not, Trevor, but if you wanted to become a YouTube income generator, for example, with 1 million hits, you could expect to get about $2,000 worth of income. So if you just bought a standard advert and pointed it at your YouTube channel, you could look to make more or less 10 times your money, 8 to 10 times your money just from that. So that's quite cool. But what they've said at the moment is if you buy a standard advert, they will upgrade it for free to guaranteed sales. So the other point here is $260 is the price of one advert. So I think most of the people here know I bought 2 adverts as soon as I could, and I paid $500 because you get a discount for buying more than one. And if you buy 8, the price comes down to $160 per advert. So if you're involved in something like affiliate marketing and there's lots and lots of products and you've got the money to do it, you could buy 8 adverts, $160 an ad, and point them at 8 different products. And you could get 1 million clicks, or you can choose to go for guaranteed sales. So if you had I'm looking at you here, Matt, but if you had a YouTube channel, for example, you could buy 8 adverts, point them at 8 different videos on YouTube, and suddenly you are a YouTube influencer. You've got 8 videos with 1 million views and you're making money. Guaranteed sales is the most exciting thing I've seen in, I think, ever. It's phenomenal. So what they do at the moment, you buy a standard advert and you can upgrade to guaranteed sales for free. And guaranteed sales says, we will guarantee you $155,000 worth of revenue if you agree to pay us 34%. Now, the only way this works, the only way it works is if that's net revenue, and the wording of their terms and conditions is very clear that that's net revenue. So if you have a product that's $100 and you get paid 30% commission on it, they're measuring $155,000 of that $30 commission, not of the $100 sale price. So what they do is they say, okay, we'll get you $155,000 and you must pay us when you've got it, not before, 34% of that $155,000. And you're getting this for the same cost as a standard advert. So somewhere between $160 and $260, they will guarantee you $155,000 worth of revenue. If you agree to give them, I think it's roughly 52,000 is the 34%. So you walk away with $102,000 profit. Now, to me, that's very, very, very exciting. And I bought 2 adverts and I signed up for 2 products so I could test this to check that it works, because I don't really want to be singing and dancing and telling everyone how great this is if it doesn't work. But, so far, so good. I've seen an awful lot of clicks going through. There's a lot of traffic coming from the program, and I think it's going to be okay. Where do we go from here? So there's a lot of people, and I know this, I'm looking particularly now at Kingsley and Faith, there's an awful lot of people that we brought into our downline who don't have any money. They couldn't go and buy $260 adverts or $160 adverts, or in many cases, even a $50 advert. They can't do it. So I look at this and go, how do we help these guys? Because if you sell adverts, if you buy adverts, it moves the date that you can collect your referral income forward, the date that you can collect your sell income forward, but obviously also you can earn a lot of money. So going back to, so I think that's offers 3 and 4, or 4 and 5, depending on how you're counting. If you go back to the standard advert, so taking a step backwards, if you sell a standard advert, you get $20 commission. If you sell a guaranteed sales advert, you get the $20 and you get $1,000 when the person pays their 34% commission to 5B. So it's 1,020 within 90 days. You're going to get that money credited, and you actually get paid out, I think, 30 days from that 90-day point. So you'll have it in 120 days from now. So if you sell somebody else on the idea of doing this, you can collect $1,000 in 3-4 months from now, and you can use that money to buy your own adverts. I wrote an article about this and suggested that you buy 5 adverts because that's $1,000. Of course, in real life, most people who haven't got much money wouldn't do that, but they might buy 1 or 2, and it would change their lives if they do, because they're suddenly going to have hundreds of thousands of US dollars to spend, and they haven't spent any money to get there. Where this gets more interesting, when you do a guaranteed sales advert, they promise to get the 155,000 to you within 90 days. If you pay your 34% on time when you're invoiced, they'll run it for another 90 days for free. And the same deal, you pay 34% at the end of that 90 days, and the person that sold the advert gets another $1,000 commission. So now they've got $2,020. And if you pay your commission on time at the end of the second one, then they'll do it for another 90 days. So they'll run it a maximum of 3 times in a year, or you know, your 90 days times 3, so what's that, 270 days, and you've run your advert 3 times, and you've generated 465,000 US dollars, I think is the number. So that's pretty exciting to me. The person that sold the advert's now got $3,000. It's probably changed their life, and that's cash. That's paid within 30 days of the person paying their commission check to 5B. The person that sold the advert gets cash in their hand. They don't have to wait a year. They don't have to wait 3 months. There's none of that game playing in here. So that's why I'm excited, because I see this as a way for people with low incomes, no incomes, to completely change their lives without investing anything. All they've got to do is take a little bit of time to understand it, and suddenly there's wealth beyond their dreams just around the corner. I worked out yesterday, you could go from nothing to a millionaire if you really went all in on this in 300 days. So less than a year, you could be a millionaire.
Brad, if you just want to add UD, just allow UD to join in, please.
Yeah, what's that?
Thank you.
A couple of, is that the same person but with 2? Yeah, so that was that really. Any questions, Judy? I'm teasing. No, but I mean so that really summarizes what I was kind of excited about, and where I was trying to I've made Scott crack up there. Scott, take your mic off, talk to us. We'll see you giggling. Scott, questions, ideas, thoughts? Matt, I saw you scribbling notes furiously. Let's get a bit of conversation going around this and some questions, because I've spent a lot of time studying, and to me it's very clear, but I'm conscious that I may not always communicate that clearly. So if you guys ask questions, we'll try and clear up any misconceptions.
So Brad, I have one clarification. So when
Yeah.
you say if we buy an ad, is it only for one product?
That's
not
correct.
like, say, if I'm a distributor of, say, I don't know, Herbalife.
Yeah.
I cannot put my Herbalife website on there. It has to be one particular product.
Yeah, because what they do when you set up the advert, Trevor, they ask you for if you like, the initial link that you want to point to. So that could be your landing page, but they also ask you for the checkout page. So obviously you've got to have one product so you can tell them this is the price of the product, this is the commission rate, this is how much I'm going to earn, and this is the page where the customer checks out, and they're going to use that for their tracking. So they know how many people they sent to the landing page, and they know of those how many got to the checkout.
Got it. The other question is, if I'm building a network marketing company, just for example, and for every person that signs up with my network marketing company, they buy a product package, and that's their initial cost to join or become an affiliate. And then if I get a fast start bonus of say $100 or $500, is that counted towards the $150,000 sale?
If you set it up that's what you're selling, is that joining fee effectively, then yes, that can be structured that way. So for example, if it's a $500 cost and you're collecting the whole $500, you'd set it up as 100%, but usually it's not, is it? It'll be like a $2,500 setup cost and you get 500 of it or something like that.
Correct. Okay. So anybody that's building, recruiting, they can possibly put an ad out there.
Yes. And I say, I mean, to me, initially I didn't understand why you would choose a standard advert over a guaranteed sales, but I think it is the people that are in that social media space, people who want to be influencers. It's a really, really neat shortcut.
Okay, so sorry, but I'm just speaking on Matt. I mean, you're there, right? With so I'm not sure how, because I know a few of the people that are into the water filtration industry as well, and they sell their products as well as they also recruiting, right? So on that page, on that form, I have to specify as to who my target audience would be.
Are you asking me a question right now?
No, I'm asking Brad.
Well, yeah, I mean, the form is
quite... because the reason is because Brad filled out that form, Matt.
Yeah, so the form is quite simple, Trevor. It's not very sophisticated. So it asks you what the product is, it asks you for the landing page, it asks you for the price and the commission, and it asks you for the checkout page. It's not a sophisticated form. Obviously, you need to be clear that it's about sales, that you have a product or a service that you're selling, because otherwise it doesn't make sense for you to be having a guaranteed sales number. Equally, if your product is $1, so I was looking at the ClickFunnels stuff, and the product's $1 and they pay, or it's $10 and they pay you $1. Well, obviously to get $155,000 worth of revenue is a very, very big ask on that product. So it would be foolish to do that. I set mine up on I think it was $1,000 product. In fact, both the products I chose for my 2 adverts were at about that $1,000 price point. And I may have set that too high, but that's just where I wanted to pitch it. Just excuse me 1 second. No. Saying goodnight to my 10-year-old. Yeah, so if you don't have a product.
Yeah, so basically,
if you're promoting you, or you're promoting a not-for-profit, or you're promoting an activity, or I don't know, a fun run or something like that, then you would choose the standard advert. But if you're selling something, guaranteed sales is definitely the one. The other thing I forgot to mention, this is a limited time offer. So what's going to happen is in the future, they'll still do this, but they'll say, we want the 34% in advance. You have to put it in an escrow account with a lawyer, and you've got to write us a check for $52,000 if you want to do this. Whereas right now, all you got to do is pay for the advert. There's no upfront money at all.
But of course, when it's in the escrow, it's not going to be released by the lawyer.
No, but you've got to have it, Trevor, and that's the point, right? If you're in, I don't know, if you're in Asia or Africa or one of these poorer regions, who's got $52,000 to put into an escrow account? Small business people don't, network marketers don't. So we have the opportunity right now to do this. It's not going to be there forever. It's an opportunity, and it's now.
So what you're trying to say is there are two ways to go about this. You can do the ad yourself, pay
Yeah,
the 265,
yeah,
or get the 10 package, which is $1,000 or whatever, right?
yeah,
And then you collect the money, or you can go out there and, like you said, get people who want to put an ad with 5B and get paid the $1,000 commission after
yeah,
the guaranteed sales is completed.
yeah. So, I mean, I would say if anybody has the money and can afford to place an advert, and we'll talk in a little while about how you find a product to sell if you don't have a product. I'm sure Matt's got a few ideas he'd be happy to pitch you. But look at the smiles going. Yes, if you don't have any money, then the best thing that you can do is to find somebody who has a business and say to them, look, I can 10x your business, and I can 10x your business very, very cheaply.
Got it.
And I've already started some of those conversations, and the hardest thing is people don't believe it. They go, what, how, how, why, where? 5B just posted a really nice answer in their FAQs as to how they do it. And it's very simple. They've got 330 million people that they can access through the browser and the advertising channels. And they can put very, very targeted adverts on the screens of 330 million people, which is why they're confident they can generate the sales on any product. And obviously they want that $52,000, and this is the best way for them to do it. They know it's 3 or 4 months away, and do the maths. If they do 10 of those, they've got $500,000. If they do 100 of them, they've got $5 million. They're going to make money very, very quickly with this.
So it is in their vested interest to guarantee the sales, so they make their money, you make your money. They'll have enough money to pay the users, and that's what they're doing right now.
Yeah. This is taking the idea and the concept they spent a year building and making money very fast so they can pay all their bills.
Got it. Makes sense. Total sense.
But also for the average user, I mean, and yeah, Rob and yourself are a bit special, Trevor, with the size of your networks, and Gloria and Inga, more so. But for the average user who's got a few hundred or maybe a few tens of people in their network, at the end of the year, when they start collecting money, they're collecting a few $100s. Whereas there's an opportunity here to make, from selling one advert, you can make $3,020, and you'll make it before the year is up.
Got it. Matt, what are your thoughts, buddy?
My thoughts are that it seems really exciting, but I am cautious because of all these different, there's just been so many that I've seen that have changed their tune on the drop of a hat. And so I'm really optimistic about this one, but I am cautious because I've seen so many companies just switch it up. And I want to just make sure that I'm here, right? I'm attending, and so I'm observing and I'm seeing how it goes, and that's where I'm at with it. Honestly, I'm happy to help you guys and see what's going on, but that's where I'm at. I got to see something. I need to see a company not just change its tune.
Matt, again, going back to a little sort of jokey point I made just now. Faith, I've seen your hands up. I'll get to you straight away. If somebody came to you and said, where would I find a product? You could help with that, right? I mean, you can talk to them about 100 days. You can talk to them about an advert. You can talk to them about, when I'm having these questions already, how do I find online retailers? How do I find people to advertise? Where do I get a product? So, with that, all joking aside, you can help people with that. You have that knowledge.
Yeah, I can. Yeah. So, So I'm just gonna keep attending and taking one step at a time here and see. I want to see how it goes over this next. Honestly, I think the next month is going to be really telling because this is when it's supposed to be really happening, right? So yeah.
And on my adverts, which I placed 5 days ago, I've got 7,000 plus clicks on those ads, and they're not quick selling products; they're funnels. I've seen the stats behind one of the funnels. And there were 30 odd people that had signed up and watched a seminar, for example. So the funnel's working and the clicks are going in, so it should generate sales. So we'll just keep watching. Faith, can
Yep.
you unmute yourself, or do I need to unmute you?
Hi.
Hi, Faith.
Hello, Brad. Can you hear me?
Yeah, very clear.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Firstly, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for organizing this because it was necessary. I've been tuning into most of the meetings. And thank you, Brad, for taking out time. Your article was awesome, very, very insightful. So for taking out time to explain, especially the guaranteed sales. But when I came into the meeting, I think I had something I wasn't sure of. So I want to ask a question in regards to content creators. When I mean content creators, I'm talking about visual content creators. You mentioned something about YouTube. So can someone place an advert and direct persons, can 5 billion sales direct persons to the person's YouTube page to watch their videos? Because this is something that is huge. If they have not implemented it, it's going to be a nice feature because lots of persons would love to drive traffic to areas like that. I just want to find out about that.
So
Thank you.
If you buy a standard advert and you don't upgrade it to the guaranteed sales, then you get 1 million clicks, Faith, and you have 1 million clicks on any link you give them. So it could be YouTube, it could be, Spotify, it could be, it could be an art NFT. It could, for creators, it's fantastic because it gets you the traffic to get you the credibility. And for influencers particularly, because you can use it across, if you buy 2 or 3 ads, you can push 2 or 3 channels and suddenly you're a multi-channel influencer.
Okay, thank you. That's it for me.
Anybody else has any questions for Brad? Brad, I sent you the recording of Inga's webinar today.
Yeah.
And so her webinar topic was how to set up your guaranteed sales account, correct?
Right.
So she shows you step by step, may have showed you, I wasn't able to attend, but I got the recording posted on all the group chats where she actually shows how you can actually create your ad and give it to them and, as for the guaranteed sales portion, right?
Yes.
I'm not sure. Did you watch that recording?
Yeah, I watched the one you sent me the other day. I assume it's the same one because she went through that.
No, it's the new one I sent out today, with the one she did today.
No, I haven't watched that one.
Yeah, it's specifically showing people how they can, fill out that form and submit the guaranteed sales ad portion.
Yeah.
So just go through it and just see if there's anything that you need to tweak on that one, if necessary.
Yeah. So I did have one thought, and I'm happy to put my hand up when I make mistakes, and I'm quite creative, and I kind of think about things and then go back and go, actually, that doesn't work because. So one of the things that I suggested in my article was you might want to get 10 people together or 8 people together and buy the ads together so that you can get the cheaper price. But the problem with that is somebody's got to pay that 34% to 5B. So if you're responsible for the adverts, you're responsible for paying that money over. So you might want to be careful who you share with if you do that.
Based on trust that you find the right people to kind of partner with, right? Obviously. Yeah. Because so I guess if it's a group of 8 or 5 or 6 or whatever, it's one person collecting the money, one person paying out that money to 5B.
Yeah.
And then whatever's left over distributed among the rest, right? I mean, that's the way I would do it.
So I'm just trying to see what's in the chat. I'm kind of struggling with all the windows I've got open. Okay, so Scott had a question about Amazon, and people talk about products. For me, Amazon, it's the biggest retailer in the world, and we know that they have an affiliate program. So you could pick pretty much any product on Amazon, teeth whitening sets or dog grooming sets or whatever it is that you're interested in, and you could point the guaranteed sales at that. So something that's retailing for $20. You're going to get 4% on, so you're not going to get a lot of money from it. But if they send enough traffic to it, it's on Amazon, it's very, very credible. And traffic's targeted, there's no reason at all why you can't generate your money through that channel.
Yeah, because the coolest part, is there something about guaranteed sales in 90 days, or is there
Yeah.
something guaranteed?
Yeah,
Is it guaranteed in 90 days sale?
I believe if they don't get it to you in 90 days and they miss it, so let's say they got you $145,000 of sales, you wouldn't pay the 34%.
Within the 90 days.
Yeah, but the flip of that is they're not going to run it for a second 90 days and a third 90 days because it's failed. So you get whatever you've got and you're done. But you don't pay the 34%.
Yeah, but if you've got 3 ads going, they'll still run the other 2, right?
Yes, yeah, and I think, I can't remember the exact terms and conditions. I think from memory, if you have a failed campaign, they'll give you a free ad to run again. So you can advertise something else or change your advert or whatever. I'm pretty sure that's the case, but don't hold me to it legally.
Okay, that's fine. No, that's fine. Because there was that 90-day clause, which you had mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
So I was wondering whether it's still there, that 90-day clause.
Yeah, well, it's
Guaranteed $150,000 sales within 90 days. If not, the campaign's failed, but you make whatever money you made in 90 days. And
yeah,
that's
and
your.
you don't pay them. You paid for the advert, but you don't pay them for. And then I think, as I say, I think you get another advert off the back of it as well if it's failed.
I mean, when you really think about it, I mean, I've talked to a few people that do online marketing, that do pay-per-click ads, that do SEO. When I've talked to them, they said for $265, it's, you know, what do I have to lose? $265, who cares?
Yeah.
You know, so it's just like everything else in life, right? I mean, there are some people who do it, some people watch while everybody's doing it, and some people wonder what happened, right? So just the way it is, just like 5 billion, you know, there are people. I was talking to people the other day and they said, you know, they're still struggling to get people signed up for free. And I said, buddy, you've been doing network marketing. You've been doing this, that, and the rest for how many years? And you can't get anybody signing up for free. They're not taking any banking information. They're not taking any of that personal information. All they're taking is your email address and your phone number. And what are you still waiting for? Christmas is coming. The next year is coming. You still wonder what the hell happened.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to be a network marketing guru signing up people for $1,000 product base or this, that, and the rest. I'm like, say, buddy, wake up, smell the coffee here. It's okay. See you later. Bye-bye. You know, with that, that's what I did. I mean, I told him that's why, you know, Rob has 35,000 people in his 5 billion. I have 23,000 out there. Imagine we all waited to see what happened before we even took action in our pre-launch, and we did. And now our numbers are just picking up. You know, it's just accumulating. All the dollars are just adding up every day. I think I'm showing right now about $10,000 in my wallet right now, which of course, I know I have to wait, but people have started to download the browser and stuff like that. And a lot of people are in India and they've got Android phones and they're happy to download it. And it's taking a little time, but, you know, just reaching out to the downlines, right? That's the whole challenge right now. Trying to get people in your downlines to actually download the browser extension, just like you, Brad,
That's the
with
number
all
one,
your people.
it's the number one issue at the moment is getting people to do that. Scott, you've got your hand up. Talk to me, brother.
When you were saying about the YouTube stuff and driving traffic there, it made me think about Fiverr and Upwork and other platforms like that too. Essentially, I guess you can do the same thing because we have quite a lot of people in Nigeria that are looking for work and to work on projects through freelance and platforms, more so than YouTube.
I'm not sure the mechanics of that, Scott, because obviously you'd have to be able to do the work or outsource the work so that it gets done. So if you send too many people to a freelancer, typically the freelancer falls over because they can't do all the work. So I think, you know, it's probably smarter to find a product to back than it is to try and find a person to do physical work.
But you can obviously create packages on freelancer sites as well, can't you? Like, especially if you're like a graphic designer. So I guess for those sort of guys, it can be very, very interesting.
Yeah, and there's a possible angle to become a reseller of this, right? So if you say to people, I'll guarantee you 1 million clicks and I'll charge you $450. If they don't know about 5B, they might sign up for that. And then you could buy a $260 advert and pocket the change. if that makes sense.
Scott, you're muted, buddy.
Yeah, no, that's great. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
There were a couple of things I thought of when you were talking and I didn't write them down, Trevor, so I'm sure I'm missing things that there's so many angles to this. I've tried to cover them in the article and we've covered quite a lot here, but the more you kind of get into it, the more interesting it gets. There's a lot to it. They've thought it through. They're documenting it on the fly. So I'm seeing new FAQs popping up, 2 or 3 a day. A lot of it to do with the sort of standard adverts and the guaranteed sales. But I think there's a lot more money to be made on this quickly than there is in just building out the network. Oh, and sorry, that's what I was going to say. So this also moves your money forward. So every 10 adverts that you sell, it moves you forward a month. So let's say we're waiting for February, suddenly you're going to get your money in January if you sell 10 adverts. But also all of your direct referrals move forward a month as well. So when we talked the other day, Trevor, we said this is the first time ever that I've seen a network model where the downlines can pressure their upline to say, you need to sell more adverts because we want our money quicker.
Got it.
So there's no, if I buy an advert, I don't get any commission for it. I don't get anything from it. The person above me gets the commission. But as long as, so if we all bought adverts, if let's say 10 of us below you brought adverts, Trevor, you'd get the commission, but you'd move forward a month and we'd all move forward a month as well.
Got it. Cool. Anybody else has any questions there? Savio, Rob?
Yeah, just one more, a little bit of clarification on the same topic that you just asked for, the 90-day guarantee.
Yeah.
Like, for example, if I buy one advertisement and I don't make 155,000 within the 90 days,
Yeah.
are you saying that I don't pay the 34%?
Correct.
Plus
Yeah.
if I make 140,000,
yeah, you keep
I
that.
still don't, I keep the 140,000.
Yeah.
And would that the 90-day cycle will start after that?
No, then
And
you're
if
done.
I make 155,000,
So remember,
then I'm
Rob,
done?
remember they're trying to make their money. Okay, so if
Exactly.
if they can't make it for you, they can't make it for themselves. So they'll let you
Okay.
keep it. They'll let you keep it, but then that advert is dead. But as I said earlier, I think they give you a credit for another advert. So you can place another advert, whether that's for the same thing or something different. But the same deal, you get to the end of 90 days. If it hasn't hit the 155, they're going to kill it.
So what do you mean they'll give you credit for another?
So if you think about it, you're paying for a standard advert and it's upgraded to guaranteed sales. So you set up the standard advert and then at the end of the process, you turn it into a guaranteed sales advert effectively. So if you run through the 90-day period and it hasn't produced 155,000, you get to keep what it has produced, but I think you get another advert, another shot effectively.
Oh, that's what I mean. That's what I was asking. Yeah. Yes.
So you don't go through the cycle like you would normally. If you hit the 155, they'll just keep running it until it's gone 3 times. But if you don't hit the 155, there's no benefit to them in doing that because all they're doing is just giving you 140 every 90 days and they get nothing.
Yeah. Okay.
So you have to resubmit another ad. That's
Yeah.
what Brad. They won't just run the same existing ad again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it, Rob? So you got to fill out the form again, but they'll give you a credit for the 265.
Okay.
Also, under the terms and conditions, your advert has to be eligible. So they could turn around and say, well, let's say you're selling, I don't know, donkey saddles, and you don't hit the target, then they could say in future, donkey saddles are not eligible for guaranteed sales.
Oh, okay.
That was a pretty random product I picked on, but
So
That's
if
okay.
okay, if the product if they don't choose the guaranteed sales, then what happens? Like if somebody makes 100,000 and would they pay 34% on the 100,000? if they have not chosen?
No,
the
no, no. So
guarantee?
if you take a standard advert, it's 1 million clicks. So there's no guarantee on the
Oh,
revenue.
it's 1 million clicks. It's
Yes.
1 million clicks for $269. Okay.
Yeah, it's 260, I think, is the base price, and then it goes down if you buy multiple ads. But
Goes
yeah,
down to 60. Yes. Okay.
so it's,
So that-
1 million clicks. So that's why I think it's really useful for content creators and social media influencers, because those clicks are gold, right? Because they're all individual.
So the guaranteed sales is upgrade free charge.
That's right, for now, for the time being.
Okay, for the time being. Okay.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah, because the regular ads are just for the clicks and all that will help for the YouTubers and all those guys for their ranking.
Oh, look, I mean, if you've got a product
And that's
to
what they're
sell and you
looking
get,
for because they get
if you've got a product to sell, Trevor, and you get 1 million clicks on your buy page, that's quite useful. But there's just no guarantee on what you're going to generate, and that's how Google and those guys work at the moment. It's all on impressions, right?
yes. Got it. Yeah, there's like thousands and hundreds of thousands of people who are using Google for the SEOs and pay-per-clicks and all that stuff anyway. And they're so familiarized with all that stuff because rather than me go and recruit one person at a time or go hunting for people, you have got mass mailing going out with an ad all around the world. I was thinking of a company called Atomy.
Yeah.
Brad, I'm sure you're very familiar with Atomy. You're a member of that yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, Atomy's got thousands of products, right? Do they have like a commission for that? Because there's no sign-up fee, there's no sign-up cost, and you can just sell your product, make a commission, correct?
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't know Atomy's product range well enough, but selling a tube of toothpaste or a toothbrush for a couple of dollars, it's going to be a bit of a slog to actually get to 155,000. But clearly, if they've got higher value products that you can do that with, then why not? And in all seriousness, I mean, there are products out there. Go back to teeth whitening, where you can sell a lot of volume of a sort of medium price product with a decent commission, and you could make that money quite easily, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to go out and pick a product that's a toothpaste, but
Yeah.
you're going to pick a medium price product, which is for the masses. And, I've sent you Shopping There. Shopping There has a lot of great products out there. They're medium priced. And I think they pay like 20% commission as well.
And
So,
we know people spend money on their children, people spend money on their pets. So if I was looking for a mid-price mass market product, I'd be looking at pets and children.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Sounds good, guys. I've got to go back. I've got to get back to what I'm doing for the day. So I just took some time out. Hope
Great
this
job.
was informative. Thank you, Rob, and thank you, Savio,
you, Brad.
Matt, and
Thank you.
Faith,
Okay, I'm going to stop the recording and hopefully I can find it. Cheers.
Yep.
Guys. Thanks all for your
Thanks,
time.
Brad.
Thanks, Brad.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay, guys.